For life.
Yeah. Bullet cast. What's going on? Stacy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live in the side. When you turn it on, it's just defining the mind. If you feel it, our opinions is great. When everything we move.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is I, your mother's favorite podcaster, aka the Microphone Messiah. I am joined by the current podcast champion, Poison Scarlet, the Agent of Chaos, and of course, the Bullet Cast in the Bank, BT, the Canadian Destroyer, Brandon Tan Guma. Guys, it's Wednesday/Thursday. What's going on?
Nothing much. Just excited to be back here.
Hi.
That's the best you have for our fans?
Yep, that's exactly the best I have for my friend.
Bro, you met one of our fans this weekend. Katie, let me tell you a story.
Shout out.
A dude comes up to me. He was like, "Hey, man, I heard you doing commentary. I listened to your podcast." I was like, "What? Thank you. I appreciate that." I was like, "Brandon, come over here and meet one of the fans." And he was just like, "Oh, hey."
No, I said, "Oh, what's up?" That's not what I said. I was like, "Oh, what's up, bro?"
You gotta give them some, man. You know
what do you want me to do? You want me to do a full song and dance?
You gotta.
Yes.
Look, man. You have to have. But see, I've been told to have that personable quality, like a Jack Kennedy, a Barack Obama, a Dwayne The Rock Johnson, where when I meet you, I give you my undevoted attention. And I make you feel special. That's what you have to do. You got to bring along some of that Bobby Kennedy magic, some Vice President Joe Biden magic.
I'm not going to be a fake politician. I'm going to be my authentic self around the fans.
Nah, man. Nah,
I'm going to be quiet and awkward around all you people.
No, you got to give them a little something. You got to, I was interested and excited to meet that guy. You weren't interested or excited?
Well, I was so excited. I just couldn't hide it. And then I said, "What's up?" And then he ran away from us.
Well, he didn't run away. He had to leave with his wife and his family. So I mean,
shout out to the family.
Shout out to
take care of the kids.
Yes, absolutely. Oh yes, this week
one of the millions and millions that attended Collectible Stampede this past Sunday.
Yes, it was
hanging from the rafters.
Well, there were no rafters. It was outside in the back. Yes, Collectible Stampede. It happened. Congratulations to Alpha Zoe. A retention of the Bullet Cast title in a Pure Rules match against Loverboy Leo. Hey, I'm going to put over Loverboy Leo real quick, man. To compete in two completely different styles of matches. A Mexican strap match Saturday night at Oasis, and then a Pure Rules match Sunday at Collectible. And to excel in both, shout out Loverboy Leo, man. That's my dog, man, for real. Yeah, the match will be up Friday, maybe Friday. I think we'll do Friday. But yeah, it's fun. It's about 17 minutes. And it's good stuff. The whole video is about 17 minutes. The match went about I think 13, but it's good stuff. Oasis Pro Go Time was this past weekend. Katie was there. She brought some treats for the people that were taking vitamins. Yes. So how did you enjoy the show?
Oh, I thought it was excellent. I think my favorite match of the night had to be the main event. Fans brought the weapons, and trust me, they did not disappoint. We saw all sorts of crazy things, including a full burger. Really just excellent match. If you have the chance to watch it, I think it'll probably end up being posted at some point. So good.
Oh yeah, no, the whole show is on Oasis Pro's YouTube channel, so you can go watch it right now.
There you go.
Yes. Next up is Journey's Odyssey. August 12th, Gilman Brewery is going up against a different boy, Jimmy Lloyd, and this card is stacked. We have Eli Everfly coming in. We have Jordan Oliver taking on Tarzan Duran. It's a student-teacher matchup. That's something fun. Yeah, man. So it's gonna be crazy, but also, we know the rest of the dates for Oasis for the remainder of the year.
We do.
I'm going to put these over real quick. September 2nd is Big Toko's Kickback 2, 21 and up event location to be announced. We were all at the first one, so we all know how crazy it got. We about to recreate some history. Y'all about to witness a movie. October 7th, we active Gilman Brewery. November 11th, year one, and that's the 1 year anniversary, the official 1 year anniversary of Oasis Pro at Gilman Brewery. And December 16th, Talk to Me Nicely, Gilman Brewery. Oasis Pro, we put on a show like nobody else. You're never disappointed. It's a hot crowd every time. Yeah, hope to see y'all at any of these shows. But pull up, for real, pull up. Let's hit the SmackDown. Roman and Jay, it is official. We will have tribal combat for the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship, and also for the I guess for the right to be the head of the family. You know, this the lay is on the line. It's a lot, man. Brandon, what are your thoughts?
I thought it was another really good segment by the Bloodline. No shocker there. I thought the interaction between Jay and Roman was really good. You know, it was nothing so over the top. And when Jay dropped the line about, tribal combat, Roman sold it well. And, the little, soft headbutt and kind of, obeying the rules of the family and all that good fun stuff. But I thought the kind of the standout of the segment was Solo, because they are going very hard with this kind of Solo side plot right now. And I kind of thought, oh, maybe we'll get it after WrestleMania. He'll be a contender for Roman without the title on the line, and he'll still be with them for a while. But I mean, they're like just kind of heavy handed with it at this point. Now, will they pull it back? I don't know, but they are definitely hammering it over the head that Solo is not falling in line with Roman Reigns all the time like he used to.
Katie.
I mean, this is going to be an absolute brawl for the ages at SummerSlam. It's going to be no holds barred. Anything goes. I'm absolutely so excited for this match. Every single time that we watch SmackDown and we watch the Bloodline just continue this overarching soap opera, essentially, it just gets better and better, and I'm excited to see where they go.
As we all should be. I mean, it's going down. I mean, the Ula Fala is on the line. Of course, the lay of Roman Reigns, signaling he's the head of the family. A lot of big stuff is going on. Speaking of big stuff, Dominic Mysterio, the first person ever to main event Raw, SmackDown, and NXT in the same week. Never been done before. Faced he was in a tag match on Monday. Was on NXT, and then he retained his title against Butch on SmackDown. Kudos to him, man. He's doing it. He is doing this.
He's doing an excellent job.
He is. He's doing a fantastic job. Shout out Dom, man. I'm excited to go to these shows when they creep up our way here in a couple months, and to really see just how fans are interacting with them. I mean, I was there last year when the booze really started, and I want to see how they've grown. Yeah. Brandon, you have it.
No, I mean, Dominic continues to do his thing. He continues to get, some of the loudest reactions and especially the loudest boos in WWE. I do want to see maybe him. Well, not right now. He doesn't need to evolve right now, but I would like to see what he turns into in the next few years, because he can't be doing, this specific act forever. But it is working as very well right now. So ride it while it's hot.
Needs to run with it for as long as we can. Katie, what are your thoughts on Dom just running roughshod over WWE's all of their programming?
I mean, I love Dom. He's so much fun to watch right now, and I swear all of the boos are just real, super real. It's not piped in. Everybody really hates him, and I love him. I cheer him on every time I see him on my television. I'm excited to see where they take him. I'm excited for him having the NXT championship. I just love all of this right now.
They were in Orlando, where NXT is based out of. We also saw Lashley with Carmelo Hayes, the NXT champion, and Trick Williams. So last week we saw him with the Street Profits. This week we see him with Trick and Mello. Lastly cooking up a Hurt Business 2.0 for real, for real.
I think so.
What is going on? Where's Montel Vontavious Porter?
Well, him and Omos have been working in the shadows, maybe taking a little summer vacation, much needed.
MVP did take a little vacation. I saw he was at Peter Rosenberg's wedding a few weeks ago.
Hopefully he doesn't run into Chris Jericho at these airports, because it ain't going to be a good time for Jericho. I know that's your friend.
Hey. I don't want to speak on any of that. I don't know what's going on with any of that. I don't know what's going on with any of that, man. But yeah, good stuff. All right, Escobar wins the Fatal 4-Way. People are up in arms because LA Knight did not win. What did Triple H say? Good things come to those that wait. But I don't. I mean, apparently the rumor mill is that he's gonna have a segment at SummerSlam, so we'll see. I don't know. I don't know.
As much as, we all love LA Knight and he's getting super over right now, and people love him.
Yeah.
This possible LWO split with Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio. This seems to be like it was in the works for a little bit, and you don't want to, as much as LA Knight's gone over, and you don't want to throw a wrench into that. And I think the internet also has said that LA Knight is going to be in for a big push. So just because he's not getting the win right now, he didn't take the pin. So just set your tea kettle, shout out Natty. You don't need to be doing that right now. He'll get in 2 to 3 weeks, probably after SummerSlam, he'll be on his way and people will forget all about this.
Yeah. Outside the ring, Buff Bagwell was arrested because of a DUI. It looked like Buff was getting his life back together. There's that looked like he had got a job or something. He turned his life around, and now we're to this.
He's no longer a gigolo anymore.
Well, that was what, like 7-8 years ago. Yeah. Oh, Buff. Oh, the stuff. Tis. Roosh resigns with AEW. Good for him, I guess. I don't know where else he could have gone.
Awkward video with him and Tony Khan. Roosh is a spectacular talent, pre-pandemic, 19, he was getting a lot of buzz and possibly, could have been the next big lucha star. COVID and visa issues and stuff like that kind of halted his momentum, but he's been in AEW, and as I keep saying, they have a bunch of lucha guys on their roster that I think can be utilized much better. Hopefully that Roosh is under contract, he can be that guy. Maybe he's on there with Collision, him and Andrade do something. I don't know, but he's super talented, and I think he can be something for that company, and just have to wait and see, I guess.
We do have to wait and see. Katie, any thoughts on Roosh and his re-signing with AEW?
I mean, I think it'll be great to see him back on the screen. We'll see what happens.
BPJ, possibly Brian Pillman Jr., possibly going to WWE. He was in MLW, with that reinvention of the Hart Foundation, then went to AEW, had a little run with the Varsity Blondes, had a quick little program with MJF, and possibly could be WWE bound. I mean, he's a legacy, a legend's son, and Brian Pillman Sr., the loose cannon flying Brian. So, we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what's going to happen with this. Hopefully he does go there, and hopefully he has some success.
Hopefully. I didn't see anything like super special in him in AEW, but maybe change the scenery. He gets some coaching. He gets more of a direction. Maybe we'll see him in NXT soon. Where the hell is Griff Garrison at? Julia Hart's doing her thing with the House of Black. Brian Pillman looked like he's going to WWE. Where's old Griff Garrison?
I don't know. And why didn't you see anything special in AEW?
Well, in his defense, he wasn't doing too much. He was just kind of in like a lower mid card tag team. But I think it was just more the gimmick, because they were like, the Varsity Blondes. They were just kind of happy go lucky baby faces. They weren't able to kind of be the Hollywood Blondes where they were kind of over the top heels. So maybe they could, as I said, maybe if he gets a little bit of direction, finds the right gimmick, he can show something.
Yes. Outside the ring, this popped into my head. Cody Rhodes has been making the media waves. Interviews with Sam Roberts and Chris Van Vliet. Promoting his new doc that's going to be coming out on Peacock. You guys seen any clips or read any snippets of these interviews?
No, not really. The documentary, as we talked about last week, seems interesting. Wondering how they portray Cody, but it's just kind of Cody, doing his thing on these interviews. Just kind of, telling his story. He also said he doesn't like finish the story being a thing, even though he kind of made it a thing.
Yeah. Guys, make sure you finish your story. Yeah, I watched a couple of these interviews. Good stuff. Cody goes into detail about how he tore his pec, which is it's an interesting tale. Once you've heard it, you're like, oh, okay, that's how that happened. That's unfortunate, man.
Okay, we have a Griff Garrison citing that he's an ROH, aka AEW Dark 2.0.
Gives me 3.0 because there was Dark then Dark Elevation.
2.5, yes. I guess.
We'll see. AEW Collision. Punk says he's the real world's champion. Ricky Starks is out there with Tony Schiavone. Talked about his winning of the Owen Hart Cup. And Punk just walks out there, takes a shot at Max and, talks down to Ricky. Christian Cage and Luchasaurus come out there. Darby Allin comes out there and sets up a tag match for later on in the night. It's a nice little feel to it. I like it. I'm a fan.
I mean, I've been very happy and pleased with what Collision has been and what Ricky and Punk did last week. I thought was really good. Punk name dropping MJF in the promo this week on Dynamite. He also name dropped Punk, so it looks like we are heading that way. Maybe not in the immediate future, but they're acknowledging each other. And I thought the Ricky Starks turn last week was kind of abrupt, but I thought he told a good explanation on Saturday. He's not a full-blown heel right now, but you're definitely seeing it going that way.
Yeah, no, he needed a change. I like it. I like it a lot. Katie, you have any thoughts on Punk Starks?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really great way to see Starks turn. I'm kind of digging the heel vibes that we got from Ricky Starks and at the tag team with Darby and Punk. I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, I mean, Starks and Cage going to defeat Darby and Punk later on in the night.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Big win for Ricky Starks. Happy for him. And then also the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass loses the House of Black. Daddy Ass leaves his boots in the ring.
What I wonder is what was said to Daddy Ass that made him leave his boots in the ring. Like, do we know?
Well,
because something was whispered to him.
Apparently, when Mattel is making like a new line of action figures, and Daddy Ass has one, so he's leaving AEW and getting a Legends contract with WWE. Is
that what you're telling me?
That's the big rumor. I don't know how true it is. We'll have to wait and see.
Rumors are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, so and if it pops up and his name is on the list for a new toy, then we know. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, my rumors are telling me that he's not retiring, and we're just gonna have to wait and see because something's cooking right now in AEW. Now, will he join the House of Black and be Spooky Daddy? I don't know.
Oh my God,
he'll be spooky ass.
I don't know if that one doesn't roll off the tongue that well, but we didn't think Daddy Ass was gonna get over. So
I mean, that's better than some of the names. That's better than some of the names they were given Stone Cold back in the day. I mean, did you hear some of those? Mr. Freeze, Fang McFrost. I mean, come on. Spooky Ass isn't that bad.
Spooky Ass ain't bad at all.
I know. I'm the guy that came up with Homo sapiens and homosexuals.
I don't know about the homosexual part.
What do you mean? Are you not an homosexual?
I never said that.
Have you not embraced your homosexuality?
I'm just.
Oh,
we all should embrace our homosexuality, but
I still have not.
Katie,
I never will.
Yes, you will.
Nope.
What is one thing in your life you said you would never do, but you've done it? Let's have this conversation. All of us, let's have this conversation.
I never thought I'd be an Homo sapien, homosexual. Now here we are.
I always said I'd never get a tattoo, and I did, and now I want more.
You see, and then once you accept your homosexuality, you'll be like, "Oh my God, this is
Yeah, that's still not
fantastic.
happening.
I love it. I need more of it. Need more Omos in my life."
Listen, I never said that I hated Omos,
Look, it's cool. It's cool.
but I'm not
If-
like I'm not an homosexual. I am not attracted to him and like that. Okay,
That's not what that means. That's not what that means at all. That's cool, guys. If we ever get Omos on this show, I'll just be like, "Hey, bruh, I was the only one that believed in you. These two right here, they didn't see it, but I saw it." Yeah, that'll be my revenge for that time Brandon buried me in front of Cody Rhodes.
I still haven't buried you, so I don't see why I'm part of this.
Because you haven't accepted Omos. Look, if you just accept it, then you and I will bury Brandon together.
I'm not burying anybody, at least not right now.
Oh, so you mean there's potential burying for someone?
Science.
So, what?
I mean, if I need to bury someone, I know how to do it.
What does science have to do with the pro wrestling term of
Well,
being
I mean,
buried?
we've already gone over this, I think, later in past podcasts. You don't need to bury anyone. You just need to find a vat of acid. You need to put it in a plastic case that you find from Home Depot. And you don't do it in your bathtub because
Just remember that if you're gonna buy materials for doing that, pay in cash.
Do we not? I'm talking about the pro wrestling term.
and maybe don't buy it all in one go. Maybe
No, spread it out. You want to do like maybe once every couple of months. Yeah.
Why are you guys talking about actually getting rid of bodies?
this is an educational podcast.
I don't know what goes on these
Listen.
other podcasts. Speaking of, where's Curveballs and Chair Shots at, man?
Well, as
taking breaks.
I may have, went to Home Depot and made a few purchases, not at the same time, but
where's Curveballs and Chair Shots at?
Oh, well, we're coming back this Friday.
Why are y'all taking breaks? Why would you guys take breaks?
Well,
this
sometimes
podcast ain't never taking breaks.
Sometimes it's not up to me.
Sometimes you're gonna be a one-man show.
I have been a one-man show.
You should have called me, man. I would have been on. I would have been there.
I know everyone would love to hear Phillip's hot takes on the MLB trade deadline.
Man, I would have told y'all. I would have told y'all some things.
Should the Angels trade Shohei Ohtani, Phillip?
Get rid of him. Why not?
I agree.
You see?
Boom.
But
instead, they're trading for Lucas Giolito. I have no idea why they're doing that. They're trading for Lucas Giolito like he's a fine player. They're not going to get over the hump and make the playoffs.
Bro, I've played enough GM mode on wrestling games. I think I'd be a great GM in the sports world. I think I'd be fantastic. I'd get you guys things. Athletics, you guys need me? You guys don't want to go to Vegas? Hire your boy. Yeah. Let's go to the fan mail. Robert Walker. When are you guys going to talk about Dark Side of the Ring? You need to talk about Dark Side of the Ring.
Well, and I got to watch the episodes of Dark Side of the Ring. I got them all
Maybe we should do that when we do
DVR.
So what do you want to talk about podcast?
Yes, I watched.
That's still a thing?
I watched.
I think so.
I watched Abdullah the Butcher's Dark Side of the Ring before the Oasis show. Oh, what a story. I didn't realize how old he was. Born in the 50s, had a 7-decade-long career from Canada, one of Canada's finest, not being able to read or write, but owns several businesses. It's an interesting.
And there's your Dark Side of the Ring talk.
Yeah, then you're the Hep C with Hannibal, and the blades that he would cut people with weren't always clean. There's one part of the documentary where they talk about him not being able to read or write. Mick Foley popped me. He was like, he couldn't read but he could read a menu. I was like, okay, all right, man. Oh Jesus, yeah. Go watch that one. That was something. Bam Bam's just debuted I need to watch that. I'm a huge Bam Bam fan. I love his stuff. Asbury Park's finest. All right, moving on from that. Nigerian Prince. What's up, y'all? Good. What's up, y'all? Good vibrations to you. Non-wrestling related question. Is JT an R&B legend? You know what? I feel like people enjoy our non-wrestling banter. Let's have this conversation. Justin Timberlake,
Okay.
is he an R&B legend? Why not? Sure. Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Cry Me a River, Sexy Back, Mirrors, Suit and Tie, TKO.
What goes
NXT.
around?
Who goes around? Look, JT, he's one of the few, Caucasian men on this planet that has soul that is invited to the cookout. And we might even let him make a dish. Yeah, that's the praise. Brandon, you a JT guy?
Well, the fact that I'm an NSYNC guy, obviously I'm a JT guy. I'm probably not the one to speak on the R&B realm because that's not exactly my forte.
You're not an R&B guy?
Just my instinctual thoughts as maybe I would lean towards like pop legend more than R&B legend, but wherever you want to categorize him, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it going both ways. He does have a significant pop era, but then he shifted into his solo career and it went very R&B.
Yes. I'll give it to JT. I like him. Hey, look, homie could sing the phone book, and it'll sound good. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking of which, where's Justin Timberlake at? Is he with Griff Garrison on ROH? What's he doing these days?
He's probably just chilling. He got a kid, right? I'm sure he's just being a dad, working on some music, maybe. Copenhagen Smith.
Didn't he drop a country album and it didn't really go that well? Or was that somebody else?
That's probably.
I think that might have been somebody else.
I don't know.
Copenhagen Smith. I have a question, guys. First of all, I know it's been a while. Life just gets in the way of keeping up and writing in, but I want to be a regular again. Hey, man, we'll
love to see it.
Are AEW fans so against anything sports entertainment, which is the reason people don't like the MJF and Adam Cole story? I mean, this isn't the first time a heavyweight title for a major company has been involved in a silly storyline. You know what? That's a good point. He has a good point. He has a very good point.
We might say, this isn't the first time a world championship feud thing would be in a comedy type storyline, but I would just rebut on what comedy storyline involving the world championship, led to, a boom in business or led to, a significant uptick.
The only
positive.
The only thing things I can think of, I mean, they weren't really, I mean, there was some comedy in one of the ones I'm going to mention. There was Hogan, Savage, and Elizabeth. There was Jericho, Hunter, and Stephanie, and then there was Punk, Daniel Bryan, and AJ Lee. When you break it down, the WWE Championship was involved in 3 separate love triangles, which is that's stupid to some. I mean, obviously,
funny, though.
Yeah, I mean, there was comedy with the AJ Lee stuff, sure. Then she became, kind of crazy or whatever, and then obviously there was comedy with the Jericho stuff, and I believe Kurt and Triple H also had a love triangle with Stephanie too over the WWE Championship. So this is it's been involved in some things like that. Look, this has actually helped Adam Cole because I think the best stuff he did was when he was the Undisputed Era, when he was running roughshod over NXT. And then he came to AEW. The kind of Undisputed Elite really fell apart with injuries and people leaving. And he came back to AEW after his injury, and I mean, nothing really was going on. This makes him feel like there's something going on.
I agree. I mean, maybe we can get some sort of like a reset or kind of like focus on what Adam Cole's character actually is, because I don't think we've really gotten that, especially like as a babyface, because the concussion and stuff like that. So he hasn't really been able to kind of be who they want him to be. But that being said, the story they're painting right now is like Adam Cole is kind of liking MJF, and everybody knows MJF's not a good person. I just wonder how they're going to get out of this kind of corner they've painted themselves into, without it being like too convoluted or too.
MJF's just going to turn on him probably during the tag title match. I mean, that's
the problem. Adam Cole's going to look a complete idiot because everyone should have seen that coming.
Or then what do we do? Adam turns on him.
This is what I'm saying. Like, they've kind of painted themselves to a corner. How do you pay this off that like kind of makes logical sense and kind of doesn't hurt both guys in the process?
They turn on each other at the same time. Boom. That's how you do it.
That would be both hilarious
and
it would be on track for them.
Because, I mean, Adam Cole has turned on everyone he's ever been with. He's turned on Kyle O'Reilly multiple times. So MJF's turned on everybody he's been with too, you know. Cody, Jericho, Wardlow to an extent, yeah.
When will they learn?
When will they learn? I mean, this is all Biden time until we can get to Punk and Maxwell. Get back to that. Yeah. Oh, let's go into the other fan mail. Inbred is the X, the Hall of Famer.
Mr. X.
Why is Rhea pushing Valkyrie? Well, how do you say her name? Valkyria, right? Yeah. Are they friends or something? I mean, I think she just earned her respect after the match. Will Kevin and Sammy get new belts that everyone else has? That's the rumor. We'll have to wait and see till they actually get some. Is there any hope on Von Wagner?
Are they going to drop the titles because Kevin Owens is hurt? How are they going to work that out? Because I don't know.
That's what we could have been talking about. Kevin Owens has a broken rib and Liv Morgan is hurt too. Yeah.
Shout out Liv. Great acting.
Fantastic. You know, I know there's a strike, but hey, if you guys need somebody, you know.
No scabbing.
Hello. Then he also says, is there any hope for Von Wagner? Sure, he has the in-ring skills, but the character work still isn't impressing me. Are you kidding me? Are you not there for the Von Wagner watch party? I'm there. I love Von Wagner. He's Wagnering galore.
I'm kind of with Mr. X. I'm not really seeing it right now with Von Wagner. He's just kind of but I would say the same thing with like Braun Strowman back in the day. Like, I didn't really see him be anything, and then he's kind of, been his own niche thing. Maybe Von Wagner can find that niche.
I forgot he was even with the company.
Braun
Strowman, that is.
Well, he broke his neck or something.
What?
He got very hurt. He has like a spinal injury.
What the?
When did this
happen?
Is that why Ricochet is now having a prominent
come on, guys.
spot on TV?
You got to read the dirt sheets and follow him. He posted, I know he posted some photo. I'm pretty sure it's like a spinal injury or something. Big boys.
So he broke himself.
Oh man.
And then now Ricochet is in a very prominent spot with Logan Paul heading into SummerSlam.
Apparently on June 2nd, from Bleacher Report, Braun Strowman announced that he underwent surgery to fuse the C4 and C5 vertebrae in his neck.
Look at that. A blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, guys. I was right.
Wow. That's unfortunate. Back to Von Wagner. I like him. Think he'll be all right. Give him a manager, let him talk for him. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I gotta say. I'm not saying that.
He's got one with Robbie E, kind of.
Well, then just have Robert Stone.
Sorry, Robert Stone, not
just
Robbie.
Have him talk for him and be done with it.
Not 2013 anymore.
Yeah, it's not doing that. Let's just get on with that. Yeah. Oh, here's something. This isn't fan mail, but it's somebody ranked every pay-per-view since Triple H took over creative. Now let's go through this list.
Okay.
So it's 1 through 11. So Clash of Champions, WrestleMania, Money in the Bank, SummerSlam, Elimination Chamber, Backlash, Extreme Rules, Survivor Series, Night of Champions, Royal Rumble, Crown Jewel. It's been a year since he's took over creative. It's been a year since Vince retired. A lot has happened. But what are your thoughts?
And then Vince came back.
Came back to sell the company. Once again, I need proof that this man is in charge of creative. I need Triple H, Stephanie, Vince, or Nick Khan to say this. Keep telling y'all, man.
Well, buy a half stake, half share in WWE and go to the next conference call, investors meeting, and raise your hand.
And Vince, are you writing TV again?
Yep.
Guys, once again, we need proof from the actual people involved, not a fifth-hand source that goes and talks to a dirt sheet. But yeah, back to this list.
So you're telling me Triple H is the one renaming Bronson Reed Big Bronson Reed? I have a hard time believing that.
He's big. He's Big Bronson Reed.
What happens when Big E comes back? We can't have two Bigs.
Yes, you can. There were two Coles. There was Adam and Michael.
Well, they were never on the main roster together.
Did Adam Cole not wrestle on SmackDown while Michael Cole called the match?
Well, that was dire circumstances because the government of Saudi Arabia
technically
were
they were on the main roster
WWE
together. Am I right?
Company hostage.
Am I right though?
But did he officially make a full main roster run? He was a part of NXT. It was the NXT invasion of SmackDown when that happened.
But my point is, was he not on the main roster?
Yes, you were correct that for one time when an entire government was holding a company hostage on a tarmac, Adam Cole and Michael Cole were on the same show.
I mean, we don't have to talk about the government tarmac. We just have to talk about the fact that they were on the same show together.
I'm just bringing up the fact that it was very extreme circumstances that brought them to that point.
I mean, they were going to be on the same show anyway with Survivor Series happening, bro.
Yeah, and Adam Cole is going to be Keith Lee's manager.
That we don't know if that's true or not.
MJF said it was going to happen, so that's be true.
That's not true at all. He doesn't even work for the company. He doesn't work for the competition. How would he even know that?
He's got inside sources. He's got the coaster, the roller coaster.
Cody wasn't even there at the time.
Well, so he can ask questions.
That doesn't even make sense. Why would Cody ask about that when he's worried about facing Brock Lesnar? That literally doesn't make any sense. You're not making.
There's a lot of things in the wrestling company that in the wrestling business that doesn't make any sense.
But you're not making sense.
And you're surprised by this?
What, is this what goes on curveballs and chair shots? Just nonsense?
No, usually Dominic just agrees or not even pays attention to what I say, and I can just say whatever I want.
Well, you can't just say whatever you want here. That's not how this works here.
Oh, dang it. I thought this was America.
What is with this wild... What is with this? This wild speculation. No wild speculation here.
Accusations.
Wild speculation. We don't do that here. We don't do any of that here. We're gonna move on. But yeah, the list. I might switch some of them around. I would switch some of them around. I really would. Like the SummerSlam was cool. I don't know if it would be above the Elimination Chamber, just because of how hot it was with Sammy. But yeah, going into Monday Night Raw, Rollins and Balor have a contract signing. The Judgment Day surrounding Seth Rollins the way the Shield used to surround people, while the fans are singing his song. Insane visual. Yeah, so Seth gets beat down. Damian looks at the briefcase. Finn's like, well, why are you looking at him? It was good stuff. It was good stuff. I like that. The Judgment Day just had all of the show. Rhea attacks Liv, Priest defeats Cruz, Dominic retains against Sami Zayn. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, SmackDown was the Bloodline show and Raw is the Judgment Day show. I thought the contract signing, I thought it was good. I like Finn. I continue to like Finn Balor. I think this is kind of my favorite version of Finn Balor kind of since his NXT run. So like damn near 10 years at this point. He's as good of an actual person he is, like in real life, he's so much better as a heel. And it's nice that they finally got around to that, even though he might be a little bit undersized. He's doing phenomenal work right now, and I'm happy that, I think Rising Tide has kind of raised all boats right now with, Rhea and Dom doing really good. That's in turn made Finn and Damian Priest better.
Judgment Day is a hot commodity, man. TV numbers have gone up, especially on NXT since they've been there. They run this. Katie, what are your thoughts on Judgment Day just running roughshod over Raw this week?
I mean, I'm loving it. I love the fact that, Finn's been a major heel at this point, even though he's such a great person in real life. Rhea consistently dominates, and there are some people that are saying, oh, WWE made a bad decision by putting the Money in the Bank contract on Damian Priest. And I disagree, because I'm excited to see who he ends up cashing in on, or if he even gets to cash in at all. Like, what happens if he tries to cash in and he doesn't make it?
There have been
That's
too many. There have been too many failed cash-ins. He has to.
I would hope so. I
Because
mean, I want him to cash in and successfully cash in at that.
if he fails to cash in, then what's the point of the briefcase?
Yeah.
The
No, I
percentage
agree with that.
the percentage of winners has to be higher than the percentage of losers. And I mean, think about it. We have what, Sandow, Cena, Baron Corbin, Austin Theory, Braun Strowman. The
Yeah.
percentage is too high, too high.
But no, Judgment Day is dominating, and I'm so glad that they are.
I want Finn to beat Seth. It's time. It is time. We can do this. Cody has a promo, talks about Brock Lesnar beating him up in front of his mother. Typical Cody promo, comes out there, gets the crowd all rallied up. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Brock is going to be there that next week, so kind of killing time, one might say. Get Cody out there, cut a promo, say some few words, let the crowds go whoa, and go home.
Yep, SummerSlam 1 week from this Saturday. We
Yeah.
haven't really talked. I heard them talk about this on Cheap Heat. Let's talk about this here. How WWE and AEW just completely flipped on the pay-per-view days. Like the
They
only time
did.
WWE runs Sunday is WrestleMania Night 2. That's it.
Yeah.
WWE is they really just came in and took Saturday from AEW.
Well, I mean, they are able to. They've got more viewership.
And
True.
Tony Khan has said numerous times that he doesn't want to run, Sundays on NFL. So I would presume Full Gear is going to be on a Saturday. And we've kind of seen numerous times they've been shows on Saturdays. Double or Nothing has always been on a Sunday.
It hasn't always been on a Sunday. The first one was on a Saturday.
That one doesn't matter. But last
What do
year's
you
was
mean?
Sunday.
No,
Last year's was Sunday. And then the year before that, wasn't that a Sunday as well?
I don't know. But I mean, it's. I mean, they picked the sweet spot, man. You have the big pay-per-view on Saturday. People can chill, relax, rest up the next day, and then go back to work a day after. They found their sweet spot, man. They really have. Shout out WWE for this one. I love it. I love it. Trish and Becky's made official for SummerSlam. Yeah. Yeah. Let's
Becky
do
didn't get a
this.
tattoo of Trish on her chest. What the hell?
Let's do this.
I'm kind of stale on the Trish and Becky storyline.
Why is
Like,
that? Explain.
I don't know. It just feels tired.
Why? Like, what about it feels tired?
It's the same old, legend has issue with new people. New person has issue with legend.
I mean, you can't really call Becky new. She's been here for like 10 years.
Yeah, I agree, but it's still quote unquote newer talent versus legends.
I think what it is the legend is upset with all the opportunities this one talent has had, and they're seen as one of the faces of the division, which is what the original, or what Trish was seen as back in the day. But she became the face of the division by being in, TNA and bra and panties segments and whatnot.
Yeah.
Eventually, her ring work, spoke for itself.
Eventually, but it took a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah. I mean, no, her run was only 6 years. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. I mean, Becky what comes in WWE in 2012 or NXT 2013, doesn't really hit the the upper echelon until 2019. So,
I mean, it. I don't know. Something about it just is. It just feels like overkill for me at this point.
I mean, I kind of see where Katie's coming from. I'm not like the biggest fan of this feud either, but it's also kind of just like a mid-card secondary women's feud. So
yes,
I'm not
I mean,
like expecting too much from it. I still want to know where the hell Lita is. I mean, Lita just
she's
died.
at the game tonight. That's where she is.
Yeah.
Shout out the Bella Twins. Bella Twins were there yesterday. They're at the first pitch.
Shout out.
Sell the team.
Hey,
Sell the team.
Want them to sell the team? Tell them to hire your boy. Hello. But yeah, I mean, look, we need more storylines that don't with women that don't involve the championship. This is one of them. I mean, I'm sure the match will be good. They'll do good business. What else was on Monday Night Raw? Oh yeah, Logan Paul gets Ned Flanders kicked by Ricochet.
Good.
That was funny. Shout out Ricochet. Big moment for him at SummerSlam. I'm excited. They're gonna do some crazy stuff. Yeah. We get into the NXT recap. Ali, Wesley, Mommy, and Dom have a segment. Mustafa Ali comes out there and says, you stole your daddy's 619, you stole your other daddy's frog splash. So it's leading to a triple threat at Great American Bash. I'm down. I really am. I'm down.
Oh yeah.
Rhea defeats Valkyria, and then that's where the
Valkyria.
I'm sorry. That's where the I guess the appreciation or the nod happened. Ilya takes out Trick and Carmelo. And then Gable Steveson declares his home is NXT. I liked this. I like this a lot. Baron Corbin coming out there, says, Gable is a great, or Gable is swimming with sharks, and Corbin, he's a great white and he's hungry. I like this. Corbin said for 8 years I did whatever they wanted me to do. So this was good stuff.
Yeah, I mean NXT's kind of found its watermark. It's been like a good show as of late. I do wonder.
Those numbers have gone up, man. I mean, they're out.
Well, I also wonder how much of that is. Well, a lot of it probably does have to do with Judgment Day and WWE main roster talent being on that show. But
yeah, no, exactly.
They have to leave eventually, and I think that does kind of hurt the NXT roster. Once they leave, people are like, "Oh, okay, the main stars are gone. I guess I don't really need to watch anymore."
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, apparently TNT. I heard this from shout out Tim from Pro Wrestling Unlimited. He was on In Click with Baby Huey this week, and they were talking about how TNT apparently wants or is interested in WWE content, and then with WWE's numbers going up like this, with the Judgment Day being on NXT and their numbers outdoing Rampage and Collision, 2 out of the 3 wrestling shows that is already on TNT on Time Warner, which AEW doesn't have a exclusive contract that they can be the only wrestling on the network. So it's just an interesting time. It's an interesting time.
But WWE has such a bigger fan base to pull from compared to AEW, so it's not
but
exactly.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if one of the shows made the jump? That'd be something.
I mean, I don't think that would happen.
I don't think it would happen either. But I'm just saying, in a big what if world.
Well,
that would be something.
If wishes were fishes, the world would be an ocean.
I mean, what TNT Sports outside of the U.S. is hosting like WWE programming on its stations now, all right? Yeah. Anyway, before we get on, we're going to talk NXT Great American Bash. Brandon, you cashing in? What are you doing?
Oh, you're telling me the championship just isn't automatically on the line at an NXT pay-per-view premium live event? Because, when I was champion, that seemed to always happen. There's this random show that we never talk about, but here, Brandon, defend your championship on this.
You
random
won
show.
like all of them. I don't know why you're upset.
Yeah, I know. You keep putting Versity in front of my face. I knock it down every time.
I know you photoshopped your face on my cousin's body. We're not happy about that, by the way.
Well,
what do you mean? Well,
it's a damn shame.
This guy with this a damn shame. Oh man. Great American Bash.
Anyways, it's okay. I'll let Katie keep the title for, a couple weeks, and then I'll just take it to SummerSlam.
You mean next week?
That's in 2 weeks.
It's a week from Sunday.
Yeah, well,
or a week
time
from
is
Saturday.
Time is a flat circle, and it's all just a figment of our imagination. Anyways.
All right.
What is 2 weeks?
Gallus, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang defend against the family, the D'Angelo family, Tony D'Angelo and Stacks, NXT tag titles. I'll go with the family. Why not?
This family Tony D'Angelo story hasn't exactly been legally the most sensical storyline in the world. We're kind of waiting for Stacks to turn on Tony. It hasn't exactly happened yet, so I'll say it happens today, and I'll go with Gallus for the win.
I also go with Gallus for the win.
Right on, right on. All right, we also have Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez. Roxanne pulled up on Blair in a gas station and they fought. I loved it. It was fantastic. I think it was on IG Live. This is great. I loved it. It gave me Booker Austin vibes from the grocery store.
Well, last week we saw Booker T talking to Roxanne Perez for God knows what reason, and maybe this was it. He was giving her some pointers on how to fight in the wild.
Exactly.
Maybe.
I mean, give it to Blair. I mean, Roxanne, she's already been the champ. I think Blair could use this.
I agree.
Brandon, you don't have anything?
I think you go back and forth. Roxanne getting a little bit of the heat this week, so maybe Blair gets the win. With the heel champion, I don't know where Blair goes from here, but we'll give her the win.
All right, Tiffany Stratton, the NXT Women's Champion, defends against Thea Hale in a submission match. Can Thea Hale become the youngest NXT Women's Champion in history?
I think she can.
19 years of age.
Yeah, I think she can do it.
I think Sylvain Grenier, I think he was like 19 when he was the World Tag Team Champion. So I mean, it's happened before. It's happened before.
I mean, I've been a big
Tiffany,
fan.
though.
I've been a big fan of Thea Hale. It's a very campy, over the top character, and I don't know if it can really work on the main roster because Chase U is so tied to NXT, but screw it. Give her the championship, let her win, see what the hell she can do with it. Because Tiffany Stratton, she's just, kind of run-of-the-mill, athletic, pretty NXT women's wrestler. That doesn't really stand out.
What do you mean?
I agree.
She doesn't stand out. Have you seen her? How dare you?
Just like all the other pretty athletic women they have, they do some fancy moves that look cool, but they don't exactly got the basics down.
What are the basics of pro wrestling, Brandon? Please tell me. Please tell me what the basics are.
Just like running around, doing some basic locks and basic holds and stuff. Just like very simple things that you just expect any wrestler on national television to be able to grasp.
I guess you don't know exactly what you're talking about. You haven't even touched the real basics.
I know. I'm just a jabroni here on a busted up.
Come down to the dojo, man, and learn the basics so you actually know what you're talking about.
I love my girl Elektra Lopez, but she should not be wrestling on national television.
Why not?
It's not a pretty sight. I mean, it's a pretty sight, but it ain't a pretty sight, if you know what I'm saying.
Why not?
It's not good.
Why is it not good?
Because she can't wrestle.
How can you?
I cannot. I'm not attempting to wrestle. You don't see me on national television.
So then how can you, if you've never done this, how can you pass judgment on them?
Well, if we've never been on WWE television or AEW television, why are we even talking about this? Why are we even talking about wrestling on this podcast?
I mean, we can give opinions about storylines, but as far as like really
cool, why we've never written a story, we've never written a wrestling story in our lives.
I write wrestling stories. You do. I just have you along because you're a decent little conversation.
And I'm an okay driver.
Sure.
And I'm also a snake. I'm also a snake handler, and I'm apparently an okay videographer.
I don't say okay.
Well, when someone isn't given any direction and they're just told to hold a tripod with an iPhone attached to it, it doesn't really say what to do or where to go.
I gave you,
and
all
then it gets reprimanded later to say, "Oh, you didn't do this properly," when no one told him what exactly to do. When they were asking all these different questions, they're like, "Oh yeah, whatever, that's fine."
I walked you
through
how to do it. You just didn't pay attention. You just didn't.
Well, I didn't hear any news and notes about the entrances. Entrances apparently were fantastic. A1.
Yeah, and then people will see it. It's coming out. It's coming out.
Well,
But
shout
back
out
to
Collectible Stampede. It's not exactly the most, friendly of place to just plop down a tripod.
That's why you got to be up on the action. Back to the original source of this argument. If you're going to discuss the basics of professional wrestling, come down to the dojo, learn the basics, then give a thorough analysis and breakdown of what the basics are.
So everybody out there, all of our emailers, all of our listeners, do not send in any questions about physical in-ring wrestling until you've taken a bump. Okay,
Yes.
I don't want to hear any of it. Mr. X,
I don't wanna hear any
Copenhagen.
of it either.
All right, Robert Walker, I don't want to hear any of y'all email us about actual in-ring wrestling until y'all take a bump.
Can you stop going on a rant so I can finish this? Jesus Christ.
Absolutely not.
Gable Stevenson versus Baron Corbin. Stevenson's probably going to win. Actually, no, scratch that. Give it to Corbin. He can beat him.
I
That's
mean,
fine.
I want them to give it to Corbin, but I think they'll give it to Stevenson.
Nah, that's fine. He can take this loss. Dominic versus Mustafa versus Wesley North American title. Dominic, I see him retaining.
Judgment Day comes out, Dominic pulls another one out of his ass.
Agreed.
Carmelo versus Carmelo Hayes and Ilya Dragunov for the NXT title. I'm going Carmelo Hayes for the retention.
Same.
Screw it, Ilya Dragunov for the win. I love that guy.
There you go.
That's your pick?
There you go. A pick that doesn't really matter, but I'm going to pick him anyways. So if I get him right, I'm going to complain about it next
these
week.
picks. It matters.
All right, so I'm going to complain about it next week and demand I be the champion when it happens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Friday night misery business. BTW is back in Newark at the Newark Pavilion. Go see matches like our Bulletcast champion Alpha Zo taking on El Chupacabra, the Freaks taking on Honor Society, Sir Samurai and Eliza Hammer, Matt Carlos taking on Truex, Titus Alexander in his BTW debut, I believe, going up against Aaron Solo, Viva Van versus Steph D. Lander, Matt Cardona versus Chris Masters, and just signed Big Fonz going up against Big Oos, Jacob Fatu, the Samoan Werewolf. Go check it out. BTW is always a great time. I will be in attendance if you see me. Come up, say hi, yada, yada, yada. Thank you guys so much. Be safe and stay dangerous. Yes, sir.
What's going on? It's Teasy. This elite podcast in here. Ain't nobody better. Look. Yeah. Listen to us every time we live in the side. When you turn it on, it's just defining the mind. If you feel it, our opinions is great. When everything we moving now with the state, turn us on. If the feeling is right, every opinion now comes from the heart. No time we move with a part. We on the radio, it's wrestling. Time's aggression. Here is the feeling in the
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.